Hi, I'm Angela. I am a writer. I'm currently working on my first book, and I wanted to invite you on this journey as I learn and discover more in this process. Today, I'm sharing my recommendations of books to read to your kids. I have four different series of books and one bonus book at the end. I'm going to start out with a series by Andrew Peterson. He's actually a singer-songwriter as well. And he wrote the Wingfeather Saga. There's four books in this series, along with a bonus book. And this is a fictional fantasy Christian allegory about three siblings and their adventures to discover their true identity. Andrew Peterson does an amazing job of just drawing you in to these characters, to their family, to their adventures. Um, when I first started reading this book, it felt a little dark and heavy. I'm going to be really honest. But something that Andrew does throughout the series is he makes a really distinct difference between the dark and the light. It can be really strong, but what he does is having some themes of the gospel, of sacrifice, of redemption, and most of all, the power of hope. So this book has a lot going on. As you can see, they're pretty big books, but I would recommend this series for middle elementary school into middle school ages, so probably 8 and up. It's a great series. Next is the Laura Ingalls Wilder series. This one is based in the late 1800s in the heartland of America, and Laura recalls true stories of her growing up in this time period and what it was like to frontier and to live in this time in America. Um, the family has three girls, but it's the series is not just for girls. This series is about family, about American history, about culture. I love that it's true, and I love that Laura just tells these stories in such a beautiful way to make you feel like you're living in that time period. When I got through reading these, I was like, I want to be, the mom, Mom Ingalls. So it's very inspiring, the way that they live their life in that time period, and you get a bit of history too, this one. I would recommend this for elementary school age. Okay, this is definitely a classic. C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia. C.S. Lewis is definitely one of my favorite authors. I love that this series is fictional fantasy, but it's got a lot of Christian allegory in here. The adventures are all based in a different world in Narnia, but as you go through this series, you get to learn about new characters, but still in that same world. And he has a really amazing way of these long, beautiful sentences that just draw you into the adventure. The language feels kind of like older, but at the same time, I think that you can have a lot of benefits, just intellectually, as far as literature and just growing, that part of your child's learning. And the Christian allegories, of course, are definitely beneficial. These books I would recommend elementary through as old as you want. I mean, grandmas and grandpas still love these books, so any age. So we learned that Rush Limbaugh wrote a series, and he did a really amazing job. He did a series about time travel back into when our country was first founded. And so he's got a book on George Washington, on the Pilgrims, on the Revolution, and I love it because it's real American history, which is really important to teach our kids. But he does it in such a fun way where you can learn about it by going through the adventure. There's a horse named Liberty, and these kids get to travel in time and see what happened at the beginning of our country. This book has a lot of humor. It's a lot of fun. And the age that I would recommend for this series is elementary school and middle school. And the last book I wanted to talk about today is called Little Pilgrim's Progress. The original Pilgrim's Progress was written by John Bunyan, but there have been several different revisions and updates. And this one is more geared towards kids to help them understand some of that Christian allegory again. And this one's such a great adventure. I mean, the story of the pilgrimage of Christians and the ups and downs and the joys and the fears and the pain and the struggle. It's got it all. And what we loved about this one is so many cliffhangers. You know, it's definitely a page turner, and wanting more, want to know what's happens next. Who are they going to meet next? So I definitely recommend this one. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you to get some ideas of some really good books out there. Give us a like or subscribe if you'd like to learn more. And comment what your favorite kids' book is to read to your kids.